Welcome back, guys. Thanks for joining me for another beer review. Hope you're enjoying your long weekend at the moment, although it's Saturday evening about 9:30. You probably haven't even noticed because most people have the weekends off anyway, but I hope you're enjoying it anyway. So we are back now with another beer that I picked up from Home Bargains today. Now, I don't know if you've seen the video, but I went to Home Bargains, picked a few beers up. I have actually reviewed one already. That video is not up. This is the second one of them. And I think, let me just refer to my price list, if I can read it, because Baz is an old twat. That's it, yep, okay. Yep, the first beer I picked up from Home Bargains. It's from a brewery that I've had a beer from before, DC Brau. They're out of Washington. It's an American beer. And this is a can of their In Session India Pale Ale. It's in a 355ml can, like most American beers are. It's a session IPA, obviously, by the looks of it. It's coming in at 4.5%, which I think I just said, I can't remember. And it's coming at £1.89. So it's about the going rate for any sort of can, but you do get that little bit more in it. Nice artwork. It's good to see some different stuff in Home Bargains. Is it going to be any good? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But we won't know until we get it cracked open. So there we go. We got a Creative Art, one of them glass. I can't even think what they call them now. But I think Creative Art is an American brewery, I think. So I thought I'd just bang it in there because that's about... Yeah, well, it's not about the only American glass I've got, but that's the one I'm going to put it in. Stop waffling, Baz. You're getting on everyone's tits. So let's get it cracked open and see what we get. And as you all know, I'm not a huge fan of session IPAs. It's got to be said, but they are there to be tried. And let's see how good it is. Now, I have been drinking, yes. You're probably going to go, what the fuck are you doing, Baz? What are you doing drinking that? I've been out with the missus, I've had a few pints, I've come home and basically I'm drinking that Hopped In Harmony. And that's what I mean. You're probably thinking, what the fuck are you doing drinking that, Bazza? Well, I'm drinking it because basically it's sitting in my house and I ain't chucking it down the bloody sink. So it's just fluid to go into the body, if you like. But that is also a session IPA at 4.5%. So it will be interesting to actually compare it to this, maybe. So beer in a glass. There is a little bit left in the can, but beer in a glass. We got a hazy sort of amber looking beer, and that's not chill haze. It is genuinely hazy. There is the odd bubble here and there going up the glass. The head is very, very white. There's about a finger of it, and it is quite spacious. Now, what I have noticed with some of the beers that you pick up in Home Bargains, they tend to be quite light. To get, you know, they're probably the American version of some of the stuff we get over here, as in sort of maybe Brewdog sort of stuff. Not necessarily in taste, but certainly in body and that. So at £1.89, it's imported. Am I expecting too much? No, but I do expect it to be quite decent just because it is American. So it looks all right, apart from that big head, which makes me think it's going to be thin. So, stop waffling on. Going to give the can a swirl, see if the beer will haze up anymore. We'll try and get the rest in there. I'm not going to get it all in there. It hasn't hazed up anymore, so let's try and dive in on the nose and see what we get. Now, yeah, for me, right, now I've got a citrus IPA, an American citrus IPA in the fridge. Hopped In Harmony is supposed to be a session citrus IPA. For me, this smells like a citrus session IPA, but that citrus note, it's almost marmalade-y. Smells a damn sight different to that shit that's sitting in my PD over there, to be honest. Citrus, hoppy, malty. There is a big malty sort of backbone to this beer. You do get that in the back. But aroma-wise, it smells like a proper sort of beer. But I kind of get the feeling it's going to be very, very light in body. But only way we're going to find out is by diving in, giving it a try. So DC Brau Session India Pale Ale, 4.5% from Home Bargains. Let's dive in. Cheers. I'm going to be honest. It's not the greatest beer going, but it's also not a style that does it for me. Saying that, it has a damn sight more flavour and a damn sight more going on in this than Hops in Harmony. Now I'm only referring to that because it's there. I've just had it, I've just reviewed it. They're the same style of beer. I'm not going on a witch hunt to Perfect Draft or Brewdog, but because it is there and it is all fresh in the mind, that is why I'm making comparisons, if you like. But we'll get back to this review and we'll do the usual stuff that I normally do. 4.5%. It's a very light beer. I will say that it feels lighter than the one over there on the Perfect Draft, Hopped in Harmony. It does feel lighter than that, not so weighty. Carbonation is there, but it feels like small bubbles. So it's not too wild in the mouth. It is quite smooth, but again, it's a very light beer. So you're never really going to get that softness or smoothness with something like this because of that. Yeah, you can knock it if you like, but I suppose if you're going to be really fair, that's what you got to expect with it. On the taste, hoppy, citrus, orange tangerine sort of citrus notes for me. Like I say, it is malty. I feel later on in the mouth, as it's sort of like circling the mouth, you get a bit of a caramel sort of maltiness to it. There's almost a sweet caramel note to it. I say sweet. You associate caramel and toffee, that sort of thing, with a sweetness, and that's what I'm kind of getting from it, and also that sort of caramel toffee sort of taste. It's not going to blow your mind. There is a bit going on in there. It's a typical session IPA. For me, there's flavours in there, but it is still a little bit... For a session IPA, it's not boring. But for me, it is a bit of a boring beer. Compared to that one over there, which I'm going to refer to again, Hopped in Harmony from Brewdog on the Perfect Draft. This is way ahead of that, way ahead of that. The only downside to this, that one over there beats it, is the body maybe. The body on that feels a bit weightier. But in every other sense, this one beats it hands down. But again, for me personally, it's still a session IPA. And it's still a bit bland. But if you are into your session IPAs and you lighter beers and beers with a bit of flavour, it does end with a little bit of bitterness as well, 4.5%. it drinks around that for definite. But yeah, if you're into your sort of session IPAs, I suppose from the ones I've had, although not my personal taste, I suppose this is going to be up there with something that is pretty decent. Or, I say pretty decent, standard supermarket fodder, if you like. So, I've knocked so many before, but ultimately, I suppose if I'm going to kind of go back on what I say, they are session IPAs, and you do have to expect that lightness in the body and maybe a little bit of a lack of flavour and excitement in it. But this does have flavour. It is light in body. If you're a session IPA drinker, I would actually say if you're a session IPA drinker and you're happy enough with some half decent session IPAs from the supermarket, that is one to pick up. If you like your session IPAs with more balls, this might not be for you, but it isn't too bad. So for me, DC Brau in session India Pale Ale. Give it a go if you're into that style of beer. If you're not, give it a miss. But at £1.89, it's not exactly breaking the bank if you try it, and you do get that extra 25ml in the American can. So, you know, give it a go. If you've had it before, let me know what you think. Feel free to comment. Thank you all for watching. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Is Baz going to do another one? I don't know. I'm tempted. I've got to admit, I am tempted. But if I don't see you before then, I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.